All right.
You're live.
Okay.
You're live.
I can't believe we finally get to do this.
Yeah.
You can see that there's some of these slag piles behind us that are being burned. They've been sitting here for
a year and a half.
Yeah. These people kind of cleared their property. You can see it's kind of up by our house. And we smell like campfire now, don't we?
It's a really big campfire.
Yeah.
Yeah, these stacks behind us at one point in time were 20 feet high of slag. Basically, the leftovers after a log clearing, and they do a lot of that up kind of where we live. A lot of people have land that have lots of lumber on it, and they clear it off, and then they have these big, huge piles that they wait till wintertime to burn. So Brenda, what's the significance of these big piles? You've been wanting to do this for months.
I've been wanting to do this for so long. Well, I think in any marriage, but especially remarriage, sometimes we have slag in our lives that we need to kind of clear out. And I think the statistic for remarriages is when people get remarried, 58% of people have not dealt with their past
crap.
Slag or
slag.
So,
leftovers. Mess.
And sometimes when you try to work on that to burn it off, there's a residue that you smell. Like we smell like campfire right now.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, if you like the smell of pitch and dirt and mud,
which I love,
you would really like this smell. But this is a ferocious fire. A couple of nights ago, they started these things up, and the fire was, you know, several feet high, above even the 20 feet, and the glow in the dark was amazing. But here we are kind of in an overcast day, of course, in the Northwest, because it rains here, and you know, that's how it works. But back to your point, Brenda.
Well, the idea is, you know, during the fire here, it can be, you know, dangerous because you don't want to get too close. You want to be safe. So I think it's important to have a safe place to you know, work through your slag, whether it's with each other or a counselor or a coach or something like that. But the cool thing is once this is all burned out.
Yeah. Need a drink of water.
And you know, I should have researched this more, but I know that the ground here will be much more fertile and have a lot of nutrients because of the burning.
Right.
And I just think that's such a beautiful picture in our lives when we can burn off the crap, the slag, whatever. And almost like what the Bible says, to take off the dross.
Oh, you know, I was thinking about that too, because we're standing a few feet away from this fire, and you can kind of still feel a little bit of the heat.
Yeah.
And when you burn off slag and you deal with your stuff, it's hot. It's hot. It can be really hot. But to realize that that is actually a purifier and not something to be ignored or resisted, or to become reluctant to deal with it, because as soon as it's done, it's done. I mean, the guy here that owns the property has said some of the people around here have complained about the equipment and the fire because they have a 24-hour burn permit, meaning they can burn all day long. And a neighbor over here was complaining about some heavy equipment, I think was in the picture earlier. But when it's over, it's over. And then you can move on, because then you have that fertile ground, and they're going to plant grass here. I miss the woods, but like the owner was saying, hey, some of these huge trees, they had basically what they call rot root.
Root rot.
Root rot. Yeah.
We know this stuff really
well.
Say
that. We're lumbermen. Yeah.
We're lumberjacks from the Northwest.
But it was basically, hey, we got to deal with this, or those trees. I mean, these are big Douglas fir trees.
Yeah. If
they tip over in the middle of the night, they'll kill you.
Yeah.
And if you don't deal with it, it'll kill you. So it's kind of like either kill it or it'll kill you, with that 58% of you that need to deal with your stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I could just sit here all day and watch these flames because it's really cool. But I'm just so excited we're able to kind of share this thought with you and encourage you guys to, you know, talk through the tough stuff, have a safe place for each other, get it from here, from the communicating about it, to your heart, which is where a transformation happens. And that connection that we talk about all the time is so important.
The connectication. It's not a bad word. It's not slang for anything other than connecting and communicating.
You gotta be careful on that.
Together. Connectication. Yeah.
Okay, so I think we're going to stop because we're getting smoked out here, but just wanted to check in and say hey, and that's it.
What else do we say? If you ain't got the marriage,
you ain't got nothing.
Always forward.
Bye-bye.
And stay away from fires. Smokey the Bear will appreciate it.
Old man joke.
Okay,
Gotta go.
had to do it. I had to do it.